Force and Laws of Motion, Part 1. In this video, we will get an introduction to forces and learn about balanced and unbalanced force. For many centuries, people were unable to completely understand the concept of motion. They used to think that the state of rest is the natural state of an object. However, scientists like Galilei and Isaac Newton debunked this theory and developed a completely new approach to understand motion. We have observed that to move an object at rest, or to stop a moving object, we need to put in some effort. This effort obliged to an object to change its state of motion or state of rest is an example of force. Force can change the magnitude of velocity and the direction of motion. It can also change the shape or size of an object. Now let us try to understand the concept of balanced and unbalanced forces. Let us do one simple experiment to understand it better. Pick a wooden block and place it on a smooth horizontal table. Attach one string on both of the opposite faces of the block. Now if we apply force by pulling the string, what do you think will happen? We apply force by pulling the left string. The whole block will move towards the left direction. In the same way, if we apply force by pulling the right string, the whole block will move towards the right direction. So what do you think will happen if both these strings are pulled with equal forces at the same time? Think about it. That is correct. The block will not move to either side, since the block is pulled in the opposite directions with equal forces. At the same time, the net force becomes zero, and hence the block does not move. Such forces are called balanced forces here. No changes in the state of rest is observed. Now what if we pull both the strings with unequal forces? Will the block still remain at rest? In this case, the block will move in the direction of the greater force. If the block is pulled by the right string at a greater force than that of the left string, the extra force on the right string will cause the block to move towards the right. Similarly, the block will move towards the left. If the pulling force on the left string is greater than the right string, such forces are called unbalanced forces here, as the forces are not balanced. The block moves, that is, it changes its state of rest. Let us now consider another example of pushing a car on the street. If we push using less force, the car may not move at all. This is due to the friction, I think in the opposite direction of the bush, arises as the wheels of the car are in contact with the rough surface here. The force of friction balances the pushing force, and hence the guard does not. To move the car, we need to apply a force greater than the force of friction. An unbalanced force needs to be applied to make the car. Some people get the wrong impression that the continuous application of unbalanced forces will keep an object in motion. The correct understanding would be any object will maintain its state of rest or state of motion when all the forces acting on it are balanced, and the net external force is zero, which means a change in the state of rest or state of motion is observed only when an unbalanced force is applied. A body at rest missed out the moon as well as the missed out due to the application of unbalanced forces. An unbalanced pull can either change the speed or direction of motion of an object. So this video, we got an introduction for forces and learned about balanced and unbalanced forces. In the next video session, we will learn about the first law of motion.